or is it always the beat first that inspires you to like you just said, like you heard the beat and you was like the first line that came out your mind, that's where it started. So like, is that usually how your creative process goes? Or?
It depends. Like, if I'm like, you hear this beat right now playing, if I'm like sitting here,
by the way,
and I'll think of a first line. Okay, if it's good enough for me to commit it,
right,
then that's what I'm saying to this. But then sometimes like there won't be no beat playing. Like I think of some of my illest like in the shower. Because, but it's a science to that though. It's a deep science to that. But like, with those thoughts, I just come up with lines, and I'll be like, okay, if I hear a dope beat or if I'm about to work on something, then I'd be like, does this go to that? Let me see. Majority of my can go to anything. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
so
the way the spacing is, the way the pace is though, it's almost like. Did he write it to a beat or did he not write it? It lays down almost so perfectly that you would think he wrote it to the beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you know what's funny about it's like there's no like one way that I make a song. Like I'll be writing a track, like I'll be writing to let's say this beat. I'll write a whole song to this beat and then like spit it to another beat and be like, this
go even crazy.
You get what I'm saying? Like for instance, like 96 Naughty, I didn't even write that song to that beat.
That's crazy.
The reason why I called it 96 Naughty because the original beat was called like Nautica Jacket.
That's crazy.
So like that's what made me.
Gems.
So like the first line was like, okay, like Nautica Jacket. I just remembered like, okay, in 96, I remember I had like that Nautica jacket when I was a kid. Like, I was like, okay, so that's where that it took me back to there. You get what I'm saying? But then I heard the other beat. I'm like, let me hear how this sounds over something else. Cause I have a ton of beats. I'm like, you know what? Let me rap over this guy today. You know what I mean? Yeah. It sound hard. I was going to this.
Or like you spit like the same verse over like multiple beats to see how you get the vibe off.
Or like sometimes like I just think of like dope. I think of like lines. Like sometimes like for a whole month I won't even write bars, like a whole complete rap. I just like I think of like dope rhymes and just like write one-liners. So like that's how I never get writer's block. I'd be like, if I feel like I have writer's block, I'll just like start a rhyme with one of those. Like, okay.
Copy.
You know what I mean?
Do you ever go off the dome? Like
yeah, hell yeah, bro. Yo, listen, bro. Before I started writing raps, I was going off the dome. Like freestyling was it before I even wrote a rap. Like
that's real.
I would say like a year or two before I even wrote a rap, I was freestyling. So I was freestyling for years before I even wrote. So like
it perfects the craft, man.
I can freestyle like disgustingly. I just don't because it's like
you already got all
my
these
writing
lines.
is more concentrated. If I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Not saying I don't believe it because I do, but it's like if I'm on the spot right now, it's like go freestyle. I could, but if it's like
and that's the vibe.
And then where I'm at right now, it's like yo, I don't want to. Like, I mean, I'm roam streets to the world, so it's like I gotta play that. You get what I'm saying? So it's like if I'm a freestyle a whole album. Like no, like I owe, like
you got a brand. You got to protect that.
It's like I put it like this, bro. I owe more to hip hop to write because it's more concentrated. If I just go in there and freestyle, it's like it would just have to be like, yo, that's what I'm doing.
It'll be dope.
I'm like, oh, I'm gonna freestyle this, like purposely, and this is
just for the hell of it.
This is like the theme behind it. It's a freestyle thing.
Copy.
You know what I mean? I want to write because writing is like that made everybody. Me. Like,
So would you say you're more of a writer than a rapper?
I'm both.
Okay.